Hey guys, it's Jessica with Windhaven Farms, and I'm finally back to you after a long winter off. We really don't do a whole lot of projects in the garden or outside in the winter because it's pretty cold and snowy and oftentimes windy, and we have fun, but we don't do a lot of garden yard projects. I've discovered I have a need for another chicken coop to separate some of my birds out, and so I know that the person who used to own this property had chickens. So behind me is his chicken coop, and we're gonna see if there's any way we can fix it up and make it work for our birds. So let's go check it out. Looks like a good portion of these trees are dead already, and so we'll have to do some cleaning out. My husband with the chainsaw can come and cut these up, and then we'll go see what it looks like closer. Okay, I think the door needs some work, or it won't keep anything out or anything in. We're not looking for anything complicated. I actually think it's watertight. From the looks of it, I don't see any water getting in through the roof, and the roof itself would not be watertight, but there's a big tarp that he has secured with the tops of cans, and so that is on the top of it. Looks like there was electricity in here at one point in time. We have all of that shut off to everything except for one outlet on this property, so that would not be hooked up, which is good because it does not look safe. These windows here look like he's got quite a few pieces of wire barrier. I would feel more comfortable if it had something like plexiglass over them, but I definitely think these have been letting in some moisture, so probably not a lot, but some. I don't know. Looking at the inside, I would say this looks almost good enough for chickens. What do you guys think? I think it'd work if it...
Yep.
Yeah.
And it seems a little...
Okay, now their little door here. It looks satisfactory. It looks like his way of shutting it was through the inside. Ours is through the outside, but there's nothing wrong with doing it on the inside. So actually it looks like he probably set a board right across here to keep it shut. And even though this is kind of starting to rot a little bit because this door has been open letting moisture in, it actually would probably be secure enough for a while until the weather warms up and it's more fun to work out here. Now let's go check out the run. Okay, so we have this run out here, and it looks kind of like a kennel fence. There's just a stick stopping it there, but that would be the gate here. Looks like he used that to wire it shut. If we cleared some of these lower branches, this would be fine. Give them really good shelter from the sun in the summertime. And the run itself definitely would not be critter proof, but it would probably keep the chickens in. And then as long as the chickens go in their coop at night and we get the door shut, they'd be okay. That wall is leaning, but still it'd probably be okay for chickens for a little while. It looks like clean up some of this brush at least so the chickens can get to the dirt and take their dust baths. So we'll go back here, and he's got more run back here.
Don't need luxury. They just need safety.
You guys ready to do some work?
What are we doing?
Not today.
Yeah.
Probably tomorrow, actually.
Yes.
Okay, we'll do it. So now we're over here at the garden, and we had this hydrant put in this fall, maybe winter, before things froze too bad. And it's really nice because it's right here by the garden, so I don't have to take 2 lengths of hose just to get water over here. And so we kind of have a mess from the trench, but we have close water, which is awesome. However, it is right up to the edge of my garden, and so in the process of putting it in, they tore up this corner of the garden and displaced my irrigation hose. So this is a little bit of a project that we're gonna have to work on before we can get planted, getting the dirt and the rows back where they should be and getting the irrigation hose laid back out. Another thing I decided that I'm gonna have to do is actually clear off these rows in the garden. I was kind of hoping things would compost in place, but I discovered I had carrot weevils, and leaving the carrots on the garden is not the best idea. So I need to build some sort of compost system over here, clean off the garden refuse, the stuff that's left over, and put down a little bit of fresh compost on each of these rows to be ready to plant in the next 2 months probably. This is my new garden spot, and I have 5 rows here, spaced a little bit further apart for some of our bigger plants. It looks great. Having the snow on it has kept it moist and kept it from blowing away, and we're just really happy after last winter being so dry, which was perfect for building the beds in the winter, but we're grateful for the moisture this year. Most of all of my beds are built already, otherwise I could not do it right now with things being so wet and still frozen. But I'm excited to plant this. This field of white dotted with green sandbags is our strawberries. We have a row cover down. We're happy to have the snow on them to be insulating those strawberries and keeping them safe and snug and hopefully warmer down close to the ground. We'll be really excited over the next couple of months as things thaw out and melt to see what we have under there. We have had problems with probably a raccoon digging up the strawberries, and so we are trying to catch him. He's pretty sneaky about it. He can set off this trap effectively and get out of it. So my husband's working on something better. We really don't want to kill him, but we also don't want to let him dig up all our strawberries in search of whatever lives underneath them in the ground. You can kind of see the row cover there, but when it's wet, it's almost see-through. But we're happy to have the strawberries covered by the snow, because that's a better insulator than any row cover could be. So it's perfect. So we're back over here today. You can see some of the clearing work that we did yesterday. Got a pile there. And he's cut down, I think, everything we need cut down. So now we're just clearing out the brush so that we'll be able to mow, at least in front of it, keep it from growing back up again. And while the kids are picking up brush, I am going to work on repairing this door. So with a hammer, I was able to get the panels back in place mostly. So now I'm just gonna put a board in front of this one running up and down the door. Definitely have to paint it because the wood is rotting, but I do not want to build a whole brand new door right now. We're just trying to do as quick of a job as we can at this. And so I'm gonna work on fixing this.
Hi.
Hi. Well, those are big sticks for a little girl.
It's officially safe over there.
Thanks for getting the glass.
Clear the glass.
got it.
I'm separating the screws.
Can I have another one? Actually, I'll take all of them. Thank you.
You've got a lot of the shorter ones.
I don't see my drilled hole. I think it's there. Okay, so we made some progress on the chicken coop. We decided that that window was good enough with the glass that's on it. This window had no glass, and so we've just boarded it up for the remainder of winter. And these are just scrap pieces that we had laying around with weird curved cuts, but it's good enough to board up the window. And then we had interesting repair work on the door, but I think we've got it so far, so it'll work just fine. Currently, this is the locking mechanism, which I don't think is coon proof. It'd have to be a pretty heavy coon to get it to turn, but I think for the most part it'll deter them, and we will work on getting a different handle situation on this. But otherwise, I think the door seems pretty solid. It swings nice. Yeah, I'm actually pleased with how that worked out. And then the last thing we worked on was our little chicken door in here. And so it's just a little wedge. So all this is a board that slips down, and then this comes up. This is not in the best shape, but it's functional. And then they have their little chicken door. Eventually I'm gonna get one of the automatic light sensored ones, because this is at a property not where we live, and I don't want to have to drive over here every morning and every evening to let these roosters out. And then this kind of wedged it in there. The problem is I had a bolt back there I couldn't remove. I'm sure my husband can, but I couldn't, so we made do. So that's what we've done on repairs. Otherwise, we just have to clean out the interior, and I think it'll be ready for chickens. Not ready to cook. Okay.
That was making it hard.
Yes, it is.
I hear it like it's cracking.
A little bit further. Alright, now you can technically dumping it sideways. Can I dump it?
No.
It's gonna go down in the pit.
I want you to dump a little bit until it's not that heavy.
Alright, now you do it. Shake it a little bit.
Ooh, all that yucky dust.
Oh yeah, all that yucky dust. You want me to finish it off? So you get out of the dust?
Yeah.
Okay.
How much did I get?
Pretty good. I'm impressed. These roosters are getting ready to go to their new home. You guys excited? Here we go.
Chicken.
Okay, we got our roosters.
Chicken. Chicken.
I'm gonna kind of keep this door a little bit shut. Kind of dark. They can be let down now. And they get to explore the new coop. I think they'll settle in nicely. They have so much room. They do have so much room. So they'll be fine in here for 3 days while the weather's really nasty, except it's wet in here.
It might even lay an egg.
So our roosters have been over here 5 days. They spent 3 of the really nasty cold days locked inside. Now they get to go out to their run. I thought we would come and see how they're doing. Have anything to say, Copper? Well, I think they're happy. And so far so good on predators. My new latch and my new door are coming sometime next week, and that will help